Hey traders, it's GJ here. Welcome to the week ahead where we take a look at potential opportunities in the market. We do need to get the housekeeping straight out of the way, so here it is. This video is only for educational purposes only. It expresses my own opinions and is not financial advice. By watching this video, you agree not to hold distributors of this video responsible for any of the ideas and opinions expressed. Trading in the currency market is high risk, and because of the high leverage that is used in trading, you can stand to lose some or all of your money. If you have any doubt about trading in the currency market or feel you need investment advice, then you need to go to a qualified and registered financial advisor before you make any investment. So there you go. Let's get to it. Wow. Making lots of noises today. So we're going to start with the Aussie. What's the Aussie CAD? What's that one? Oh no, okay. So here's the Aussie CAD. Very simply, now look at this. On the 4 hour, we have a head and shoulders, or a crap, whatever you want. So I do notice that, but I come back to the daily. I want to see what's happening. Okay, look at this. Look at this. We look like we're ranging. Now this range is how many pips? It's only 129. If you want to go down to small time frames and sit in front of the computer all day and try and trade this, good luck to you. I'm not interested. It's only 120 pips. I want to see a move. Right. You see, I'm interested in catching these big moves here. I don't have to sit in front of my computer all day to do it. But I have to be patient and wait. And right now, here's the levels. And in my book, there's no trade. So Aussie Swiss, similar thing. Wait for the levels. Now, notice here that we got a little bit of a breakout. And look, we pulled back and then we went. Now, I want to say to you, if you have a mindset that every time it breaks, wait for the pullback, you're going to lose some money too, because it doesn't always pull back. Sometimes it just gets up and she goes. I mean, look at this. See, here's a classic example. Look, didn't really pull back. If we pot up, somewhere around there's the top, right? And this is why I say you've got to be flexible with your trading and let the market tell you. So you just put a penny order up here, that'll be taken in, you put your stop loss below here and away you go, and you hold it until your exit indicator tells you to get out. No trade. No trade on the Aussie JPY. Triple top. Looking for a break of trend line in this, and I would definitely, if we do that, I would get into that and have a little play. Now, in this situation, I would just get in lightly, and then if it broke these areas here, I'd add. If I get in lightly and I get a bit of a pullback, no harm, no foul, might lose a little bit of money if it comes back up into the range, but getting in lightly and waiting for a break of this, safer way of trading, for what it might be worth. Okay, we've got a double top here. Aussie New Zealand had a little move up, and again, you know, here's the break. See, look, here's the support. Here's its resistance. Look at this. You get the break, and it just dawdles up. No trade. Wait to see what happens. This could just come over, come back down again, and wait and go south. Aussie USD. Now, the Aussie USD, it's not about Aussie strength right now. It's more about US dollar weakness. And so we saw the breakout. Way back here, we talked about look for the breakout of the box. And if you had a penny up order up here, you'd be sitting pretty. So what are we waiting for now? We've had this break, and we'll see if it stays under this level. And if it does, we could just get a little bit of sideways movement. This is a very low consolidation range, and that's fine. So all I'm looking for, and it's not high on my watch list, I'm just looking for, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a break of there. So we want to see candle, candle, break. There we go. Piece of cake. CAD Swissy, no change on that. It looks to me like it's coming low. I don't actually trade this south because it's really dear, the swap feast for me, but I think that this week has got a huge potential. Sometimes I have a brain freeze and I do trade it, but here's a potential trade to retest this here. You'll have to evaluate it for yourself. CAD Japan, we're locked in this range, so it's actually, I think, if I'm right, it's 200 pips, and it is a tradable range, 192. You could and trade it, and when you get steep lines like that, you know, it's not very good, that line, but you know what I mean. When you get that kind of steep upward moving, those are the sorts of moves that you want to wait for, and then if you're trading within a consolidation, you wait. You see how that took that out on Thursday? You just pop the trending order in there, because often when it has a steep rise, see how it comes back, and you're looking for repeatable price action patterns. But remember, there's no guarantee that past patterns are going to do it again in the same way, in the same manner. But you can pick these little clues up in the market all the time. See, this one wasn't really a steep. See this rise up here? It doesn't look as aggressive as this one. So you're looking for those little things all the time. So right now, no trade. Get a break above 80 and strengthen the Canadian dollar. You'll see me in. Nothing happening on the Euro AUD, and there's enough to be said about that. There's your key level here. We've been talking about it for weeks. Wait for the break above. Euro, CAD had a nice move up. Right now it looks like we might be in for some more consolidation, and if I was a betting man, that's what I would back. And again, it's only my opinion until the market proves that it is more than opinion and it is the right analysis. So I'm expecting just more consolidation, and these are the key levels here, and of course here that you need to watch to see which way this thing's going to go. Swiss Japan, no trade. It's just no trade. I'm not sad about it. It's a very difficult pair to trade because they're two safe haven currencies. Right now, the Swissy is still the strongest currency of the 8 major currencies that we trade. And you just got to be careful with this. Like, there's better trades on the table, so we'll just move on if you don't mind. We've done the Euro Caddy. Let's go here, and this is what we're looking at. Your perspective, beautiful first move up, pull back, and technically we should. You would, if you were an Elliott Wave person, you'd say, no, we're going higher. Or they might say this was the first wave, this was the pull wave, this was the third. I don't care about that stuff. Elliott Wave is scientifically proven to only be 63% correct. A little bit higher than crowns and head and shoulders. Why would you trade them? The market is 100% correct all the time if you know how to read it. And so I think it's a better option if you want to make the big money. Anyway, moving on, let's just watch this. We're in a range, and I personally, and you can quote me, I don't think it's got enough guts to get up higher. It could trickle up higher. If you see these candles here, there's not been any what you'd call massive aggressive moves up. This one here was, and that's pretty aggressive for the euro pound. But let's just go check this out quickly. Monthly, let's get a monthly perspective. Let's squish it up. You can see that once we get into this territory here, we're starting to get towards historical highs. And this pair, because of the nature surrounding both the dollar and the euro, it's going to be very awkward to get trade a very good run up there. So for me, I've decided to stand on the sideline until it breaks key levels. Euro JPY, I wouldn't hold my breath at all. There we go. And the reason that I wouldn't hold my breath is just simply because of the volatility that's still around Brexit. We've got another couple of months to go, I think. You wouldn't be able to quote me, but somewhere around November or December, or maybe even end of October, that's when the UK step out of the European Union, whether they have an agreement or not. So we just need to be really, really careful. The euro could take a hit, or the euro could benefit and soar, but so could the pound and the euro suffer. So you just have to wait and see what happens. Here we have the euro USD. That was a lovely move up. Hope you caught it. Right now, this 120 is a real key level, you know. It is. It's a very, 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 very key level. And for that to go higher, you really need to see the American dollar drop out of bed a bit more. And if it does, then we'll get a decent move up, and I will be the first to get in. Euro ZE, very similar to the Euro AUD, no trade. Just watch the key levels, and that's all I've got to say about that one, because you don't want to hear me rattle on and philosophizing about what's going to happen with this and that. It's just a waste of time. We're here to make money. Here to make money, not to try and figure out what the market's doing and make it cool as if we've got a crystal ball. We can have an idea, and that's good. So here's the levels here on the pound AUD. And again, this move was the move down, and then we drifted up, and then we went sideways and continually drifted back up. Almost, not almost, but getting close now to where it took off in the first place. This is a key level. I got into a little bit of this move through the London and Frankfurt sessions, but look, it didn't really go anywhere. And because these have good daily trading ranges, it's worth getting in on little trades like this. There was 109 pips there. It was just an impulse move out of the Frankfurt London, and that's my scalping. I get that in scalping, but generally my bigger trades, I'm not touching this until it breaks here or here. My bread and butter trades, that's the rules. A pound CAD has stalled again. It's had several attempts up here, so we have to wait to see what the market's going to do. No trade. A break of this level, pound. Now I'm still looking, as of last week, this is a historical low, if I'm correct. Yes, I am correct. And you can see that a breakthrough here, we could get a retest down. So I'm just hoping that this little level holds here, and we can get a move up. I'm really interested in a move up, but I think we won't really get the big moves one way or the other until UK come out of the European Union. But watch the levels, watch the levels. Pound JPY, this was nice. I enjoyed this move up, and then last week all we got was sideways movement. And that's the place, like you've heard me say, this is where we get beaten up as traders. I'm just trying to move this, people. Can't. But it's when we get into these little consolidations, we just get beaten up. It's not worth trading. Wait for the break of the key levels. Pound ZE. This is what, okay, that's messy. Okay, so well, let's put our levels back in. There's a level that it's got to get past if it's going to move up. And you see the New Zealand dollar starting to weaken, especially against the US dollar. When you see that, this could be an opportunity for this trade. Same with the pound AUD. Until then, I'm getting some little scalping opportunities on these sorts of pairs in the Frankfurt London, and I'm picking up some nickels and dimes, but we're not going to see any more big moves like this until we break this level and that level. Alrighty, pound USD, lovely move up, and I hope you got your share. And if we go back to the monthly and just get a look at the big picture, you can see that this is a major area of resistance, and by going down to the pound, going down to the weekly, that you can see it there. It's tried to break this level several times this year and has not succeeded. So if the patterns of the market can give you a clue and they're repeatable, I'm looking for a move down off here this week. Now, if the economic circumstances and market sentiment dictate that you get a break of this, then I'm looking for a bullish signal off this area. I will wait for confirmation in this scenario. So if it breaks up here, I'll be looking for the pullback and then that. If I don't get it, it would have to be break and a big engulfing candle or something taking this out here. Because if I get the break here, I'm not going to really pile into it until it breaks through here. I might have a little bet on the side. Pretty much the same on the New Zealand USD. There is no trade at the moment. Here's key levels, and we'll clean it up so it looks nice and tidy for you, but you can see the levels. There's a level in here of support. There's a level in here of resistance, somewhere about there. Remember, it's always subjective. And if you're a candlestick lover, and you know, I've noticed that here we have a really good candle indicating that maybe we might be looking at coming down. Now this pin bar, I don't trade it on a pair like this until I get a break of this area here, and that's where I will enter it in the bid to come south. Otherwise it would have to be a big engulfing candle up into here before I would consider going north, because I do understand the mess that the New Zealand economy is in. New Zealand CAD, these were the moves, and I hope you got them. Real easy stuff. Break of key levels, bang, and break again here. Boom. It's just trading so easy. You would have taken your profit up here, hopefully. And now it just looks like we're going to get a range. And we have to wait and be patient. Now this level here obviously is going to be a key. You can see it. Price reacted here. Price reacted in here. Probably not as strong as this here, but see it broke up and then it came back down. So no trade, but keep an eye on your levels. This is what we talked about last week, and I can see that this is going to float down. So if you're able to trade it, well and good. And I would be targeting this area here. So the CAD Swiss, the New Zealand Swiss, if it wasn't such a high swap fee for me here in New Zealand, these are two trades that I would be looking at. I like both of them for this week, and I think they're going to come back in and retest this. Doesn't mean to say they will, but there's opportunity there, I believe. New Zealand JPY, a little bit similar to the Aussie JPY, and look, we are in a downtrend. There's the weekly chart, and we go back to the daily, and you can see what it's doing. Double top. Hasn't been able to clear this out. And so all we need is a close, and we got it on Friday. I'm looking now for some sort of move down to today, and I'd be looking to break these levels here, and I will definitely take it south. Alright, USD Caddy, we had the break below here, which we could have caught. Now it looks like we've got some sort of a retest, and if this is truly going low, then I would expect to have a move here. And this is one I'm watching closely this week. Alright. So we know we're in a downtrend. Oopsie, sorry. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. Okay, I am looking for taking this candle out here, and looky here what we've got. We have a key support area and around here. So if it takes it out and this trend line holds, I will be taking it south. USD, Swissy, same deal. You know, this was a beautiful trade down, and I hope you caught some of it. It looks kind of suspicious here at the moment, and a lot of this depends on the US dollar index. And if we quickly go to the US dollar index, you can see it's just meandering around. And last week we put this here looking for a break. I'd make sure you got an alarm under here. Now this could come up a little bit. This affects a huge amount in the forex market, and affects some of the pairs, especially the US crosses like the US Swissy, US CAD, etc. So keep your eye on it. USD JPY, I'm looking for some more moves south. We did catch this one. This was a brilliant move. Love it. We had the retest, but look what it's doing again. It's so what I want is to see these levels being taken out, and then I'll be south. Righto, let's get to the star performers. Looks like we're having a rest right now. A beautiful move up, and I hope you caught it. Now, if historical price behavior can give you a clue of the next lot of behavior, you'll notice here that with gold, when you see these long periods of rest and ranges, I mean, you can trade this, you know, scalp it. So if this is going to range, I actually expect it to range. I just do, because after a big run, this was a major run, it broke historical highs, and I think it's just going to rest, and then it's going to decide what it's going to do. So I'm not planning to throw my profits away at this stage, and I've made too much money. So I just think it's going to be like this, and I don't know how long. It might go on for 2 or 3 days and then go bang. But I tell you what, I've got pending orders sitting up here just above 21. I'm not going to miss it. If we get down to these levels, or even down in here somewhere, I am very much going to try and trade it from there. So we can, if we come back to here, because that was the last point of release. Okay, you see you see indecision candles here. Look at them. And then it broke out. This was the point of release. Boom. Now it could just come down into here, turn and go, and I would definitely take a punt in here. Down here even better. But it's like a coiled up spring and we're waiting to spring. So keep an eye on it. I really encourage you to keep an eye on it. Make sure you got some pending orders up here. This thing's going higher. Now, could it come back and test this stuff? Of course it could. And I will just buy from down here once it's turned. There's huge money to be made on both gold and silver. Now, silver looks like to be taking a bit of a break. Who would have dreamt that silver would have been as high as this a year ago? I mean, people were saying. So, I just think that 30 is a real key area. Okay, and let's take a look at it. I want to give you a look at the monthly in a good perspective. You can see how it's pulling up so far this month. Now we've got a lot of month left. We're only into the second week, and this could easily break this mark and carry on a little bit more. So put your key levels in. And let's go back down and have a look at the weekly. See all of these outside of the picture at the immediate price action. So here's the point of release again on this trade. You see how it just dribbled sideways for weeks. And the weekly chart always gives you a really good perspective. Here's the point of release. Now this is a really powerful move up. Some would call it inefficient moves, but because there's more buyers than sellers, and it may or may not, but we come back to the daily now that we've got our levels in. And this was the trade. That's the trade I caught. And you saw the results. So this level here at 30 and round figures seem to be very reliable. With gold and silver, not always, but a high proportion of the time. So if this came around and gave us some sort of bearish signal and took out this here, I might have a little play with it. But I'm looking for it to turn around and break this level, and I want to be really good at catching when it turns around, because it's all be made from here than from here. Alrighty, that's it, traders. It's been great talking to you. Have an awesome week this week. Remember, protect your capital, take your profit when it's there, and use this time while you're waiting the markets. When you come to have a look at your charts and you want to play around with them, but use the time to research, back test, refine what you're doing. Understand that every trader has their own personal sight, what I call their sight, and the way that they see the markets and the way they trade. I can give you a set of tools and say, look, this has worked, it's made me $50,000, and it has, but if you take those same tools and you don't figure out how it's going to fit your schedule, your style of training, your style of thinking, you will have success with it, but it'll be limited compared to me because I know my own sight. Now, every time you engage in this market, you learn a little bit more about the market. And I think your brain and your thinking and your psyche has a huge, huge effect on your ability to be successful long term. So take care, stay safe, both you, and I wish all your families well, and God bless you in this time. and we're talking in the chat.